Reviews are pouring in for the Fantastic Four, which just hit theaters. It's a big deal. So naturally, I'm going to be doing a review for Smurfs. Actually, it's going to be more of a spoiler recrap because I can't imagine anyone thinks this movie looks good. And after seeing the film with a gun to my head because my live stream audience demanded I go and they paid me some cash, so of course I did because I'm basically a hooker online, I went out and saw the movie and I have thoughts. For all of you that don't know, this is the Chex Notes third reboot for the Smurfs on the big screen and the fourth entry as a feature-length film. There was 2011's The Smurfs, then the sequel, The Smurfs 2, then the first reboot, Smurfs, The Lost Village. And much like with Fantastic Four, if you don't get it right the first couple times, damn it, you try again. And so here we are once more with 2025's masterpiece, simply and elegantly titled Smurfs. I went into this movie with bottom-of-the-barrel expectations, hoping this would somehow blow me away. Unfortunately, they blew it. Wipe out! Puns! Let's begin. Say, before I talk about this movie until I'm blue in the face, if you wouldn't mind smurfing your butt down to the subscribe, smacking that thing around a little bit, I would appreciate it. You can find the show Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It's free of charge, anywhere you go. All right, let's smurf to it. From the director that brought us some of the worst pieces of crap ever, Shrek the Turd and Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted, comes his next foray into terrible cinema, Smurfs. Everyone knows these cute little pieces of shit. They're all boys and one girl. And they all have a Papa Smurf, who somehow created them. I'm sure there's lore out there that explains it. There's only one female Smurf. Her name is Smurfette, and she was created by Gargamel. There is a little backstory in this movie about how he shaped her out of clay, gave her life. She's supposed to be evil. Again, I don't know much of the Smurf lore, nor do you need to going into this movie. Here's what families do need to know. Its runtime is 1 hour and 29 minutes long, so it's under 90, which is beautiful. You are going to get a little animated SpongeBob SquarePants short, though, to pad out the runtime, and that will be the best part of this entire thing. I suppose it's PG due to some of the questionable uses of the word Smurf. At one point, they're definitely swearing using their own names, which is odd because they're using the category of species as a slang. That would be like me going, get the human out of here. People you. People you. It doesn't make any Smurfin sense. But all the characters in this movie act like a bunch of re-Smurfs, so that's no surprise. Speaking of Smurfette, she's voiced by Rihanna, who, just like in past voice acting performances such as Home, she didn't even try to change her voice at all. She's just Rihanna Smurf. And there are, I believe, 4 Rihanna songs in this movie. One of them is exclusive. I'm not sure about the other ones. I do enjoy most of her catalog, though, so that wasn't such a bad thing. But the fact that we have a 37-year-old woman playing Smurfette, it's just not working at all. The voice does not match the character. The whole blue face that she's putting on, not working for me. And the trailers are a bit misleading. You might think this is the Rihanna Smurf movie. She's the main character, but that's not exactly true. While she is prominent, the lead actor here is fucking James Corden. Remember that guy who previously played a fat, slobby, talentless pussy? And he was also in the movie Cats. Here he plays No Name, which is a crazy name to have at Smurf Village, where everybody else is assigned a generic title. You get one thing you're good at in Smurf Village, and that's the thing you do. That's how you are labeled. There's Hefty Smurf, who's strong. There's Vanity Smurf, who loves to look at himself. There's Worry Smurf, gee willikers. There's Brainy Smurf, who wears glasses and never contributes anything else to the film, but glasses means brains. And then there's, of course, the aforementioned Smurfette, who is a girl Smurf. I guess that's her thing. That's her entire thing. So you might be good at painting or sound effects or whatever, and that's your label. But No Name isn't good at anything. He doesn't have his thing yet. Which is also bizarre, because if you can be labeled Smurfette because you're a girl, surely a Smurf with a thick British accent can just simply be known as British Smurf. But no, that's not enough. What No Name really wants to be is a magic Smurf. You gotta be smurfing me, bro. That's not a thing. Little blue ball pieces of crap don't have magic. At least that's what Papa Smurf tells him, voiced by John Goodman, putting in absolutely zero effort here. Now, obviously, I'm not the target demo for a movie like this. It's skewing very young, impressionable little kids who just want to see colors and speech bubbles for some reason. They go all in on speech bubbles in this movie. The speech bubbles pop. They fall down and crash. Why did they go all in on speech bubbles? I don't understand. I like family movies, but this is skewing really young and it's skewing really dumb. Young for the kids, dumb for the parents that like this. If you did like it, no offense. Well, you're probably not going to take offense because you can't understand what I'm saying anyways because you're so stupid you like the Smurfs. Anyways, we open on Smurf Village. We have Rihanna Smurf along with the rest of the villagers doing a big ensemble piece. They got this huge dance number. Papa's on the mix board. And this camera is absolutely in love with Rihanna Smurf. It is constantly cutting back to her, just kind of smiling and doing a little shimmy. This movie goes all in on the Gooner fan base early on. Once the song and I complete, Papa Smurf tells the village, hey guys, good effort, we're gonna get better, we're gonna improve over time. Why? What is this for? Who is this for? I don't know, but they have to perfect this dance number. Shortly after this turns into the No Name movie, he gets a solo song. We have 2 songs in this movie within 5 minutes of each other. And it's already the sad protagonist song about how he wants to find himself and learn his voice and where he belongs. So early, dude. And that's when we're introduced to the magical book of the movie. It's one of 4. I did forget about the pregame, where it's this ugly looking animation. Well, the whole movie's ugly animation, but early on, it's still images as the story's trying to rapidly get through this shit. Like, all right, there's 4 magical books. There's also 4 magical wizards. One of the books got away. Papa Smurf had it, keeping it hidden in Smurf Village. Let's go! Rihanna Smurf, song! Yeah! The book overhears that No Name wants to be a magic Smurf. This book is magical. So it hides in his hat. It shrinks itself down, plops itself inside his hat. We don't learn that till way later. It just happens, okay? And so he's able to do magic constantly. And this is where things are really Smurfin' confusing, because the book tells them later that it was controlling him the whole time. Anytime he made a portal or moved something, that was the magical book. So I instantly thought to myself, why does the book suck at magic? Because there were multiple instances where he was supposed to do something, but ended up screwing up and giving Rihanna Smurf a beard. Laugh. The book plops out, I was like, I was doing it the whole time. That doesn't mean you don't have some magic in you. Bing, 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 bing. And as for you, Rihanna Smurf, would you like a little magic in you? Honk, honk. So I meant to believe this ultra powerful magical book in its infinite wisdom was smurfing up on purpose? At what end? At what cost? Everything. But I'm way ahead of the skis. Let's rewind a bit. Beep. And we are now with No Name Smurf again in the village, crying about how he can't figure out his skill. But then skadoosh, skapoosh. He starts shooting stuff out of his hands, including tearing open a multi-dimensional fabric in time and space where you see all these different planes of existence. And Papa Smurf's like, Jesus Smurfin' Christ, what are you doing, No Name? It was at this point where I thought to myself, all right, No Name has showcased he has magical abilities. So obviously, moving forward, people will address him as No Name. What? Shouldn't he be called Magic Smurf? He spends the rest of this film shooting crap out of his hands, making portals, doing all sorts of magic, and he's still called No Name. Make it make sense. Anyway, evil wizard Razamel gets a notification that a portal opened up and he can find out where the Smurf village is at. Notification, short for notification, of course. Razamel? Don't you mean Gargamel? No. Gargamel's in it and his dumb cat, but they're a second fiddle in this one. They're a side character. Razamel's the main villain, and I don't really know why this was necessary. He's probably in the show too at some point, but again, I don't know the lore that well for Smurfs. Would not say it's a step up or an improvement. It's more of an adjacent equal annoyance character. Their voices scratch the insides of my ears. Now that Razamel knows the location of the Smurf village, he sends down a giant beam on this entire village. Look out, Smurfs! And he takes one of them. What? He has them all locked in and he just pulls up Papa Smurf, somehow targeted just him. And then Papa Smurf, all cocksure's like, you'll never find the other Smurfs, they're hidden away. Even though they're not yet. He could have pulled them all up. Well, what the hell? The other Smurfs will eventually get out of the village and they'll head to real world Earth. Yeah, this is not only an ugly animated film, it's also an ugly hybrid live action cartoon. And I'm not joking you when I say every shot in the real world is ugly beyond belief. I think the C team was working on these, shooting it off of an old iPhone. The footage is grainy, it's incredibly zoomed in. I think it was zoomed in after the fact because of how degraded the picture quality is. It is Smurfin' ugly beyond all belief. Now, much like Minions, there are a lot of Smurfs. And you would think that in a Smurf movie, you would showcase them. You'd be wrong. That's why we had the first 5 minutes. The rest of the film is going to focus on just a handful because it's easier to animate 7 or 8 of them than it is 60 or 70. So we got Smurfette, we got Brainy, I think. I don't know. Brainy says almost nothing in this movie. Vanity's in the mix. No Name, of course. Papa's kidnapped, but we have Ron Swanson Smurf from Parks and Recreation. He's in the mix now. They meet up with this Smurf hole in Paris. He's the brother of Papa and the second of a trio in an old-timey guard of Smurfs that protected the goodness of the world. They were guardians of peace. And now this film has turned into a rescue mission because they have to get to Papa. No Name Stakes is going to open some portals and it's going to lead to all sorts of fun hijinks as they try to get to the castle. At one point, heading to the outback, where Rihanna Smurf gets to sing a song while riding in the pouch of a kangaroo. Kill me. This is gonna lead to a scene where they team up with these dumb little fuzzball critter things. They have a name, they have their own little background story. I forgot it. I don't even want to look it up because I don't care. But they're ugly. There's a bunch of them, and I guess they're supposed to be the thing that kids like and they want to go buy the toys of. It's not going to work. These are the most mother Smurfin', ugly Smurf designs I've Smurfin' ever seen. And I could have sworn the leader was voiced by Aquafina, which almost made me sprint out of the theater into oncoming traffic to just end it all. I found out on IMDb afterwards it was voiced by Natasha Lyonne, which might just be as bad. She's Mama Poot. This movie's Mama Poot. After more magical hijinks, they finally make it to the evil castle where they can save Papa Smurf. But oh no, there's the evil magician and he's captured the Smurfs and they're gonna get crushed under a giant fist. Look out, Smurfette, don't get fisted to death. Vanity Smurf looking at that giant fist and going, okay, this is what I've been training for, time to present. And it's now, unfortunately, the only way he can achieve climax. Oh my Smurfin' God. There's a scene where Papa Smurf tells of the tale of how they stopped the evil wizards and freed the book, but it came at the cost of their third companion who died falling into a portal. He has this beautiful, long, Thor-esque hair. We don't see him die. He falls into a portal, so I know his ass is going to be back by the end of the movie. Yay. It's also around this time that the magic book pops out from underneath No Name's hat. I was here the whole time, but remember, you have magic in you. Gee, I wonder if No Name's gonna be able to produce his own magic for no reason at all at some point. He does! We get the final fight. Skidadee-dee! Skidadee-dee-dee! He conjures up some bullshit and defeats Razamel once and for all. Gargamel, who briefly teamed up with the Smurfs and helped them out of the fisting contraption, says, "All right, I'm done being friends with you now, Smurfs. See you in the next film." Can't wait to see you next time, gargle some balls. And I think that about summarizes this. We will, of course, end the movie, as all terrible movies do, with a generic dance sequence. Smurfs, boom, 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 Smurf, Smurf, boom, 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 hey, Smurf, Smurf, bing, 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 Smurf, Smurfs, bing, 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 bing. Rihanna Smurf is in the house, dancing around like a little mouse. Smurf, Smurf. Vanity is in the mix. He's looking all around for a big blue Dixie. Is a country Smurf dancing around with merriment and mirth. The Smurf. That is in no way, shape, or form anything like how the song goes. But that's 2025 Smurfs. You feeling that brain rot settle in yet? I sure am. Let me know if you saw this pile of crap though, and please think of liking and subscribing to Adam Does Movies on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. That way you don't miss a video by me in the future. And I would really appreciate it if you stuck around. Oh yeah, there's also a dumbass, slow-witted talking turtle in this movie because Smurf me. Wow, we had some fun, did we? On a serious note, if you appreciate my content, I am a one-man band, this is a ton of work, and you want a way to give back. Head on over to patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies. There's tons of exclusive perks over there. Look at these awesome supporters so far. There's some of the best people on this planet, and you could be one of them. You could be right there alongside, and I would appreciate it.